my name's Jen, and I'm here to talk today about the law of detachment and how it has been in my life, how I've seen it in my life, and how I've seen once I've kind of detached to an outcome, how beautiful my life has become, but also kind of how it could be really, really, really hard to do that. And it sounds like a lot easier, like, oh, just detach to it, it's fine. But I've really seen such beauty in my manifestations the second I kind of have so much, I kind of release the pressure of it. So, pretty much the law of detachment, I would say, is where you are manifesting, you're kind of wanting a desire, whether you want a new career, you want a new friendship, new relationship, situations with family to kind of let go, anything like that. But sometimes you can get so hung up on the outcome that you're not realizing that you're putting so much pressure and strain on your manifestation that it kind of can't come true. You have it in the way I look at it is like your inner world sees it. Like for me, I'm able to kind of see my manifestations. Like for an example is like I wanted to move. I saw it come like play out so well, but I just like it didn't happen in real time. So I kept getting frustrated and I kept getting stressed out. And I wasn't understanding that I needed to just kind of like let go and let the universe do it and like appreciate my present. And that's something that could be really hard. So, but I noticed the second I do that, my manifestations start coming true. It's almost like I have to have like a what's happened to me normally is when I know a manifestation will be coming is that I get so frustrated that it's not happening right now. So frustrated and I get so sad and I just get so hung up and I'm like, why isn't it here? That I finally have this like breakdown where it's like feels like water's rushing through me, so to say. And then I notice, I'll get like a little glimpse of what I want, or I'll be like a little reminder that it's there. I'll be like looking for a new job and I got a new job, or a relationship would end and I'd see like a little part of a beautiful new beginning. So yeah, that's kind of how it plays out in my life. Recently, I'd say the last 2025 was like a significantly hard year for me because I have this like crazy one of the biggest dreams and goals I've ever wanted in my life, and I want to just live a more authentically spiritual life and career, but it is so hard when you're such a high achieving person. I consider myself, I definitely struggle sometimes with the perfectionism and people pleasing, and the high achieving sometimes kind of makes it, it's like it feels like two worlds. And I had so much struggle because I felt this inner world of like this spiritual, just embodying the goddess of it. But yeah, my outer reality has been so dense and so hard. And I was, just struggling in my life and my career, and feeling like hard. And then I kind of felt like the more I was pulling towards it and trying to do things, the harder it was becoming. And it wasn't even like creating good output. And I felt the second, recently I've just kind of like let it go, like allowing whatever is going to happen is going to happen. It really doesn't matter, because it's more of like the plan. I think as well as the way that I see things too is I could be a very analytical person, so I kind of always look for proof. I'm always something I struggle with, and I try to kind of figure out is this. I always am trying to get to the highest timeline is the way I see things, right? This highest timeline. But instead of appreciating where I am, I'm like, what am I going to do to achieve that? And I've had to really take a step back and really just see that this journey that you're on is so beautiful. And that journey is your alignment, it is your timing. And even when it is frustrating, I think it is such a beauty when people have these blocks and people have these frustration because you're not where you're supposed to be. So what other option do you have besides doing something else? There's unlimited, we're living in such a time that you can do anything. You can be anything. You could pivot if you want, you could start something new. And, of course it's hard. And I don't want to say it won't take work because it takes a ton of work to achieve your dreams, but you can do it if you try and just put yourself out there. And I think sometimes for me is that I get so scared of failure. So I get so attached to my manifestation, what I want. And then I get so scared of the opportunities sometimes because I'm so scared I'm going to fail. Whereas I have in recently, I'd say that within the last few weeks, I've been like, if I fail, who cares? Like, it doesn't matter. If I fail, I'll just try again. I'll try something else. There's failure is fine. At least you did it. And I think I have been so scared, so scared of what happens if I'm not this identity? What happens if I'm now this new person? Who is that? So I was also really, I think with detaching, it's detaching to the identity you've created for yourself as well. You live your life and you're told you need to be doing a certain thing and you need to kind of follow a certain path. And I think I'm the best version of the person who kind of is the black sheep, just like goes off the beaten path. I moved across the country in my late 20s for just because I wanted to. And, I'm following a spiritual path and journey now, which has been something that, I've never done. And, you know, the way that I always kind of try to guide it is through how it makes me feel and the feelings I get. So when I get frustrated and upset or even, sad, just I know I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. So I know I'm not where I'm supposed to. I'm not in the right relationship. I know I'm not in the right friends circle, whatnot. And that's really, I think, a real great indicator, you could kind of see. And also, like, it's so hard to say. And I know if you're going through it, especially when I like keep going, because that frustration, that sadness is telling you there's something else. It's telling you to go somewhere else. And, it's kind of, it's hard to emotionally detach, especially if you're sensitive like me, or, it's harder, but it's kind of the best way to stay present in your current reality, but continue your beautiful manifestations and guiding towards them. When you're detached to the outcome of a manifestation, you're not being present. And not being present is not gonna, if you're not present, you're not gonna be able to create your dream life and create and manifest because you're out of your um the present moment. You're too in the future, in the past, focus on something else, and that kind of creates a little bit of a ripple in your life. So that's kind of how I have been trying to see it. And a big lesson that has been learned for me is that I feel like I'm going through the last shift of like my life. I've pivoted with with friends, with just just there's so much that I've changed and kind of been. I'm like I'm someone who has like revamped their life, like blown it up and like let's start again. And it feels like this might be the last phase of it as I truly embody, a spiritual lifestyle, which is like something that I, recently started seeing that that's what makes me the happiest. But it takes a second sometimes to really like see what is going to make you happy. I do think there is beauty in like trying new things and trial and error, and you kind of need to know what will make you happy and you'll appreciate things so much more. Like I appreciate just little moments where I'm able to research different things or read about, I've been really into birth charts lately, so I've been researching that and just kind of the beauty in that and feeling like that's where I'm getting more fulfillment. And little, even talking right now, I feel so much more fulfilled than I have. So I think talking to me as well, but anyone else going through the time of the burnout or trying to figure out a career that a career maybe you're not meant to be in anymore, I wouldn't say end it. Don't do that, but just try to detach a little bit because your manifestation is right there. It's there, the tip of your tongue, but you just have to take yourself back a little bit. Just be a little bit more present. Enjoy the little things. What I started doing to kind of get me out of my head was on my lunch breaks just go on walks. And I am in corporate America, so it could be very, very, very demanding and long days. So sometimes I started just going on a walk and just, oh, okay, a butterfly, okay, a butterfly, okay, I could get through today, okay, okay, a tree, all right, the trees are good, the grass is green, I go with my dog, and it kind of allows me to be grounded again, because I feel when you can't detach because you want an outcome so bad, you're not really grounded either. So another way to do it is to create little grounding techniques in your life, whatever works for you, however you can. I would say do that, and just kind of try to incorporate that in your day to day. But yeah, what I would say is if you're struggling with a manifestation, you're struggling with a reality you don't feel connected to anymore, try to figure out how you can emotionally detach. I know it's hard. I know it's hard, but you can do it. And that will propel you to where you want to be. But I would also say allow the feelings. Allow the feelings. I mean, I cried so much. I was just a devastated, like, what is going on? This isn't, how have I lived this life? Like, I don't even like any, I just felt so disconnected. And seeing the future that I want, seeing the future that I have, that I know is there and it's not in my reality, really, made it really hard to be present. But little things of just staying grounded and having a support system, creating a support system, because you have to be there as well. So I don't know. I would say that, and know that if you're in a reality you don't feel connected to, there's one that's right there, and to stay present, and you got this.